Welcome. This is Barry Jones from the Angel School, and we're here for our weekly angel reading for April 12th through the 18th, 2021. So before we begin, I'd like to welcome everyone who might be especially new to our channel and who might be a new subscriber as well. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, and you feel that you have been enjoying the content, and if you feel that you enjoy after this viewing, feel free to subscribe to the channel and to like the video, as that helps for you. And it's another way of sharing in terms of the algorithms, this information with others. And I also think many of you who do already share the videos. And as you feel guided, for me, everything here that happens has to feel guided. And whether it's having a reading with me or any interaction here, I know that people must, we come and we go, and I'm appreciative of that. And knowing that everyone is coming and receiving what they need at the right time in their life. And then moving on to other teachers is a part of that process as well. So if you're also looking for an angel reading, I have still continuing my special offer where my half-hour reading for $77 is extended for 1 full hour for the month of April. And I'm going to also make that for May as well, because this week I'm going to be from the 15th, I think, until the 21st, I'll be away. We were closing up my mom's home and having to pack up everything. So that's something that no one ever prepares you for, and we're finally getting around to it after 6 years after my mom passed. So if you're looking for an angel reading, you would go to my webpage, theangelschool.com/the services page, and you would select the half-hour reading as is, and you would basically go ahead and once you do that, I will send you a confirmation email within 24 hours on the first business day. And what you would do is wait. In the email, there will also be an instruction for you to submit your availability within the hours that I indicate there. So just pay attention to those notes within the email that guides you through the process. And I always ask that you submit like 3 to 4 weeks ahead, so that I have enough. And when I'm doing it in order, that I receive each payment, that you will, I won't have to go back and hold up the process, because I like to keep it in order in that way. And and just be aware that there are no restrictions or limitations around this special offer. As long as it's being offered, it's available to everyone. Okay, so let's take a deep breath and just really tune in. And we just want to give our condolences to the people of Great Britain and the royal family for the loss of the Duke of Edinburgh. So our prayers are with you. And as we tune into our hearts, and we tune into the heart of the world, our collective hearts. So when we tune into this network of oneness, we're tuning into our collective hearts. And just send light from your heart to the collective heart to uplift our collective hearts. And know that with this intention, every heart is uplifted because every heart is connected in the network of oneness. And it's why it's so important, as Archangel Michael is coming through, that we act with integrity towards each soul, that we respect every soul. So it's hard sometimes when we're just seeing that personality in front of us, and that personality is triggering things. And it's triggering things that you are projecting onto them, because the first filter of our world is through the lens of our ego. And so we have to remember that at those moments when we feel triggered, we're having a mirror moment. Having a mirror moment. And you might look at a person and at a facet of that person and see something in yourself that you struggle with, but you don't acknowledge. And that's how these projections are carried out. But if we go beyond this and we go to this place of profound compassion and understanding and wisdom, and we remember that no matter what we're seeing, what we're all seeing is a projection of fear, of the collective ego, which is fear. And that even though somebody's not behaving the way we would like them, keeping in mind what I just said, that we also would appreciate this same kind of compassion when we're having our moment of misunderstanding and misinterpretations of the truth, when we forget that we all are divine beings and that we all need and are seeking love. And so, as we did in this exercise, where we send love to our collective hearts, and then remind ourselves to honor, above anything, to honor that collective heart, because everything that we do affects everyone, especially yourself, because in that network of oneness, we're all connected. And so it may feel a little tricky when you are lodged in this human experience, but you have to look at something, find something. For everything that you find something that you don't like about them, look carefully for what you do respect. You may not like them as a whole, but there's something you can respect. Even the people who seem to be controversial in our lives are some of our greatest teachers. We are all, no matter what state we're in, we are teachers, because we're showing each other something that we haven't acknowledged yet. It's in our blind spot, and those people who are controversial bring that out so that we can work with that, so that we can, that lesson, the energy of that has enlightenment in it for us. Because if you leave it to the device of your ego, what will happen is your ego will internalize it in a personal way, and then cycle it. That's when you can't let something go, when you can't release it. And the ego's reason for that is to keep everything simple by keeping it the same. Even if it's miserable, it's just It enjoys the comfort of knowing what's going to happen. But when you learn, you shift your whole paradigm. And then that destroys all the comfort that the ego has. And so it reacts. And that's what's happening right now in our world. We're seeing a lot of reactions to a lot of clarity, to a lot of clarity and truth. Those blind spots are being just lit up with energy, with information, with visual aid that we find repugnant, or we find it vulgar, or but nonetheless, it's highlighting something in those blind spots. And so this is the kind of thing that you can be appreciative of. You can respect that these souls are playing a role, a very difficult one where in the human experience of our ego mind, they are going to be automatically despised. But yet they're teaching you. They're highlighting blind spots. And every soul is like, wow, I could feel the expression and can't get it out. But it almost felt like every soul is like an auditorium of students, your soul. And so that means every facet of your soul is like a different student, picking up and realizing, and those different parts. It's like this gallery. I like that idea of the gallery in the operating room, where all the surgeons are watching this these surgeons perform this, new procedure that's never been done before, and that they're successful no matter what happens. They're still successful because something else is understood. They're pushing the envelope. It may not be perfect, but it will begin to be perfect as others are watching. Their minds are going off with other understanding, and it might be adapted and so on. And so this is the same thing. And this is something that we have to respect about the process of how we evolve. And it's a messy one. Not everyone gets to play the perfect character. Somebody has to be the villain in the story in order for those lessons to unfold, in order for that wisdom to be obtained. And if you could just, with that compassionate point of view, you don't get stuck at just the pain and just the offense. You see the bigger picture. And that's always what the fifth dimensional paradigm is about. You see the bigger picture. And it is a relief in a way, because it releases you from perpetuating the system of karma, the system of holding space for pain, anger, suffering. And it gets you on that path of being proactive and utilizing things to your advantage, but still with integrity. As Archangel Michael just appeared again, okay, as a confirmation, he writes of that. All right, so let's take a look at the Archangel that we'll be working with in this week. And it's Archangel Metatron, And this is a chakra clearing card. So the card says, call upon me to clear and open your chakras using the sacred geometry. So let's call upon Archangel Metatron right now to touch and light up every one of your chakras from your stellar gateway all the way down to your Earth Star chakra. And he's going to touch you with his ascension flame. And the sacred geometry that he's holding, Metatron's cube, he will run this through your energy field while we're in your chakras to help clear them and balance them. And then we're going to call upon Archangel Sandalphon to immediately to touch your Earth Star chakra and to place his silver fifth dimensional bubble, reflective bubble, around all of your chakras. And then we're going to ask him to tune your energy and all of your chakras to the true notes of your divine blueprint. So this week, you're going to need to really tune in, pay attention, keep your chakras healthy, balanced. And you should be aware of the energy, not just the energy that's always coming at us, but the energy that you're putting out there. Because what you're putting out there is what's going to come back to you. So instead of feeling that you need to have a defense against the world, focus on how you can, with your choices, with your decisions, that you're putting out that energy that is full of integrity and that lights up the room, raises the frequency, just because you are being true to yourself in every possible way that you can, as best you can. That's all that's required, to do your best. And Archangel Metatron will then help you to focus on the right things, your priorities, your purpose in every situation, because you have a purpose in every situation, and you can only be about that purpose when you are not judging. And judging is sort of a form of disrespect, because we go into criticism, meaning we're what's the word I'm looking for? We're breaking down someone else's spirit by judging them instead of loving them. And we know that this is a truth because we need it when we're not doing our best. We need it. We don't need more criticism, more judgment, because we're doing that already for ourselves. All right, let's take a look at the first card for the beginning of the week. Oh, I always love this card. It's like the colors that are on the back of the card. This is the Empress. And, she looks like the eternal mother, or the divine mother here. And she's reaching into the heavens in this beautiful sparkling light, this energy, this high crystalline energy. She's channeling that. And that's, you can see her whole being is like she's got a human figure, but she's very ethereal as well. And she's feeding this child. So it's this idea of this kind of care. because you have the ability to tap into that higher wisdom and feed others with your love, with your kind of caring. So you can reach into those higher realms of love and feed others. And Archangel Zadkiel is coming through. And so Archangel Zadkiel works with the violet flame and all the different violet flames. So you can set an intention and you can help the angels in this way because they need our permission. So whatever help the world needs, the angels need, it has to come from the human realm. We have to ask for it. And we can ask for it. We have permission to always ask for it on the behalf of others. So when you might, if something needs to be, I feel like something doesn't need to be transmuted or healed. So you can call upon Archangel Zadkiel and his angels and dragons who work with the violet flame, and you can just think of the person or the group of people that you want to send that violet flame energy to, that would help them to come into balance, to release and heal and transmute so they can stay above the negativity, stay above the, because it seems like sometimes it's our default to just to want to get lit up over the least little thing. And so where you see it needed, call upon them and notice the shifts that that will happen, maybe not just immediately, but thereafter. And I just saw the word resilience. So you have you're resilient in your abilities, your resources, so don't let anything, first of all, don't even worry about getting drawn into things, because you're a lot more powerful than you realize. And part of the reason that they're writing the word stagnation is that getting personal, taking things as a personal attack, is what it's a distraction. The ego is, again, not evil, not trying to do things to you. It's trying to protect itself, right? It's afraid. This is why we have to understand fear. It's powerful. It's our kryptonite. Fear. It's what creates everything that you and I have labeled or judged as evil. But the soul can never become evil. Their actions are. And again, people can get comfortable in that, or they hold on to it out of fear and continue to perpetuate it because it's what they know. But we have to not allow ourselves to get drawn into the drama, because that's just an excuse to procrastinate. So call upon Archangel Michael, Archangel Zadkiel to help you with this and to focus. Archangel Michael will help you to focus on, they're writing, what's essential. So this week, pay attention. Maybe set intentions about what's essential. You may be trying to get XYZ done, and it may be too much. What's the essential part of all of this? What's essential in all of this for you? What is it that all this other stuff could go, but this can't? And start there right from the beginning, going in, so that you don't get yourself kind of all worked up over just anything. But you're going to be in this position where you're being asked to nurture, to come up with creative ideas, to set a tone or standard for others. Maybe one of respect, all right? Okay, and this is the page of the Earth, or page of Pentacles. So here you can see he's bringing some flowers here. He's standing in a field. Now this is very similar to her other cards, the Dewas of creation, where there's this little, it looks like the harvest here. So here what we have is the page is a messenger, a student, a learner, someone who's just starting a life or an opportunity or something fresh. So here we have this, we're in this, we're learning something new. There's a new opportunity, okay? And with that new opportunity come new things that we have to learn. There are new lessons, there are new horizons that we haven't yet experienced. So even though you may have a lot of experience, but this new dynamic really sort of puts all of those skills that you've gathered up to this point into sort of the word I'm looking for. It basically just everything that you've learned and everything you've experienced, all that you know, comes into play now, and they're refined through this process. So this might mean a new job opportunity coming up, or that you maybe some new resources coming your way, or new forms of support, or you may be again learning something new. So in the middle of the week, you may be learn. I feel like there's going to be some dynamics, maybe in your work environment, that are going to be different, and that you are going to have to adapt to it. But don't get into the negativity. Don't be sort of, don't start complaining and running that dialogue, because all you're doing is slowing yourself down when you do that. Again, that's the way we sabotage ourselves. We slow ourselves down, and then we make a thing more difficult for ourselves than it should have been. So just be aware of that. You can adapt, focus on being productive, being practical, and really committed to what you can achieve. Focus on the essentials, okay, of this work that you're being asked to do. All right, and this is the Warrior of Air, or the Knight of Swords. And this card is showing, so when I first looked at it, it looks like this creature, right? Then I looked at it, and if you look here, it looks almost like someone's dancing, like a ballerina shoes. But the idea is that the energy, the winds are really picking up. They're really strong, and this knight is having to charge through, okay, no matter what. Okay, so I just saw the word youthful. I don't know what it means right now, but it's this agility of the mind. You really need to be flexible in your thoughts and ideas. You need to really go with the flow. You really need to be decisive. So complaining just is destructive to that. Okay, it just interferes. It's like throwing a wrench right in the wheel, and so it can't turn anymore. So don't allow yourself to get, and I think that's what this keep your energy clear. Be aware of the energy you're putting out there this week. Be very much aware of what you're putting out. And I feel that this week is going to be personal to you in a way, because you're going to realize, and I hope that you do realize, it's not so much about what people are doing out there. That's why this whole non-judgment, compassion piece can get really simple. It can become easy to stay in your own well, to stay in integrity, to hold this to hold your frequency, or to hold your space for, a higher frequency, just to keep that high vibration going. When you realize that it's about what I'm putting out, it's not about, I don't need to worry about keep guard of what's coming in, what's going out, because that's where your real power of influence comes from. That's where you really have the most control. What's coming out? Okay, so pay attention to what's coming out. And this also might mean that it gets really busy, that the week is hectic. And the thing about it is, see, this night focuses on the truth. That's the essential. What's important? What is my purpose? He has a clear idea of what it is, or any night, what their mission is. And they are fixated on that. They're focused on it. And of course, you could go too far and be fixated and then too rigid and can't allow anything else in. But with this night, as things come, he thinks it through, and he takes action. It's quick. But because he's focused, he doesn't get distracted with emotions, with, picking apart everybody else. Now, the negative side of it, if he goes too far, yes, that could happen. But the idea here is that you need to just be open to your process. Be open to what's coming out of you. So whatever happens to you, decide how you want to respond to it. It's the best way that you can respond to it. And that comes first by focusing on what's essential here. What is essential? You know how we get overwhelmed? Somebody says, all right, I need this done. And then you get overwhelmed. And you're like, well, and I got to do this, and I got to do that. How can he put this on me? Focus on the essential. Sometimes they tell you exactly what they want, but because you're thinking complicated in a complicated way, you're thinking about, you've added other things than what you've been told to do. And sometimes you just need to do what is asked, what the essential of what they're asking for. Focus on what's the essential thing that they want me to really get done here, and do that, and it'll be easier. And then think about all the best ways to execute that. Okay, so no matter what the situation is, focus on the essential. Okay, so the card I've pulled from the bottom of the deck is the Two of Cups, or the Two of Water. So this card is showing that harmony overall, okay? That coming together, resolving conflicts, working things out together, and it definitely shows that you're seeing each other through the lens of love, respect. So the bottom line for us in this week is to honor each other. This is your job. And the only way you can do that is you have to honor what's coming out of you. And remember, do unto others as you would have them do unto you. Like, if what's coming out of you is a lot of rage, now, of course, I'm not saying stop that if that is what needs to come out. But, process it for yourself in some way that is healthy, where it allows you to release, but it also doesn't allow you to put yourself in a fix that you then can't walk back. So you got to figure out, what's the healthy way for me to release this without holding my emotions back, so I can process it. It might be go for a run. It might be to go to the gym, or the punching bag, or whatever. Whatever it is, process it in a healthy way. And then, because you're thinking to yourself, what do I want to put out? What do I want to put out there? I have this ability to put out there what I would want to receive. I want to honor my own spiritual integrity. I want to stay focused on my purpose. And my purpose is to love. As difficult as it sounds, and that's only to your ego that it sounds that way. Once you start practicing this kind of love for yourself, which is being aware of what you're putting out there, it will become easier to do this for others. It'll become easier for you to see, to respect them, to find something about them that you respect, which is a doorway to love, to keep in that connection of love. And, it's so weird, like, when I go to this, to the hospital, to see my doctor, and in the lobby, there's a woman who sells, like the cookies and, what I'm trying to say. And so every time I go up to her, she's got this attitude. And I'm like, wow, she wouldn't even smile. Like, you can't even make small talk to, like, the compliments that she would do. But this last week, she had a partner there, and he was happy, he was talking and so, and he said, this, she's crazy, man. And I said, and something came out of my mouth. No, I said, she's not crazy. She just knows her own mind. And that, when I saw her, and I never saw her before, and it just came to me, when I said those words, she looked at me, she didn't say anything, but I knew, I could feel the shift, because she was, for the first time, felt that somebody understood her the way she was. And when I came in the next time, her reaction was pleasant, because now she knows that I respect her, because I saw her on the level that she understands herself, and that other people are always trying to get her to be another way first, instead of accepting her. And a lot of people need that. People don't want to be, but they want to be understood and respected first. And we have to think about that right now with the division that's going on in our world, and especially in our country, that we have to see people. We have to show them that we understand them. Doesn't mean I didn't like that was always happening. But then that was about me. Maybe, the fact that, I'm not used to people. It happens, but throughout my life, it's always been easy for me to get along with people. And maybe I was just uncomfortable with that and didn't know how to deal with that. But that kept me from seeing who she was and accepting her as she was. And once I did that, that's the key to dealing with everyone. It's respect. That was respect. I mean, the angels are writing respect in front of me now, and I get it. Yes, I gave her respect finally. Now, I made my way. I thought I was giving her respect by doing all the things I was taught to do, to be polite and blah, blah, blah. But that was not, that did not show her that I respected her. And that is something, we can't put everybody into a cookie cutter. Everybody is unique. And when you accept them the way they are first, then you have shown them that you respect them, and they will open up to you. They will have that heart-to-heart connection where you can then relate to them and interact with them. All right. So I send you lots of love and angel blessings, and I hope this lesson has helped you and will help you in this week. Have a beautiful week, and God bless you.